According to my scales, I lost half a pound. My name is Ray Evans. I'm the author of The Gospel According to God and several other inspired works, including The Endtimes, What You Need to Know Right Now. And this is Christianity Explained in 5 minutes. Ordinarily, I'd be okay with losing half a pound. 1 or 2 pounds is a reasonable dietary loss for a week, so half a pound in 3 days, about right. But this was no ordinary diet. The expectations were high. I lost 8 pounds the first week, so why, following the same dietary regimen, did I only lose half a pound? I should have lost 4 pounds. It was so discouraging. See, it's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as expected. To look at the sacrifice and say, is it worth it? Fortunately, Jesus didn't feel the same way. Then I realized, giving up things that are not good for you, not really a sacrifice. I'd been taking meds for type 2 diabetes for several years. Not much change in the diagnosis, so I decided to take a different approach. We had owned an athletic club in the late 80s, so I was well versed in the health benefits of diet and exercise. Exercise was easy, and we went to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, even after we sold the fitness club. Dieting was a bit harder. At the club, we saw almost every diet program imaginable, with the same results. Diets don't work. Oh sure, you can lose some weight, but it's temporary at best. I wanted something that would solve the problem permanently. I needed a lifestyle change. My main goal was to kick the meds and supplements I'd been taking for over 15 years. Seems doctors have a pill for whatever ails you. Before the flood, people lived hundreds of years without prescription drugs. Now granted, they didn't have the dirty water and air that permeates our world. But my ailments weren't environmental. I was just reaping what I'd sown. A lifetime of bad habits had wreaked havoc on my body. God's ways had worked in every other area of my life, so I knew that the closer you could eat to the way God intended, the better it would be for the body. It was just a matter of eating to live, not living to eat. So why the sudden change to eat better? Well, a couple of reasons. First, as I said, I wanted to kick the meds. Now, I believe God knows the number of our days, but I was living as if the doctors knew more than God. I believe doctors have their place. If I break an arm or get run over by a truck, I want to see a doctor. But as for the way my body works, I'd rather trust the Creator than the created. As it is written, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. That's Proverbs 3, verses 1 and 2. If you want to live longer, keep the commandments. What a novel idea. Well, it's not like I didn't know. I wrote a book on it. 12 Keys to Unlocking a Happier, Healthier, Wealthier Life. God gently reminded me, it's not what you know that makes you successful. It's what you do. I knew how to lose weight. I just wasn't doing it. As with everything, God gave us laws and statutes for living a happy, healthy, wealthy life. All we need to do is follow them. Whether it's health, wealth, or happiness, God's way works. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding. I lost over 40 pounds in 3 months. My A1C dropped from 9 to 5.5, and my blood work, weight, and BMI are well within the normal range. I should mention, my waist size went from 38 to 32. Now, all of that was great. I feel good. But there was another reason. God is preparing to return the earth to his children. There are difficult days on the horizon. Not time to head for the hills, but it's time to start taking God and his word seriously. Time to prepare. Getting healthy is an important part of being able to endure the hardship of the wars, famine, pestilence, and natural disasters that are coming. No one knows the day or hour. Could be next week, next year, or years from now. But here is wisdom from God's mouth to your ears. It's better to be prepared for that which does not come than unprepared for that which does. See, preparing is not paranoia. It's wisdom. We used God's way to get healthy, wealthy, and wise. So we're prepared for the worst. Because you see, when you're prepared for the worst, it doesn't matter what happens or when. I imagine there are a lot of people who wish they'd been better prepared for the government shutdown caused by the coronavirus. A lot of people lost their jobs, didn't have enough savings to sustain them even for a few weeks, much less a few months. Paper goods were gone from the grocery shelves in a matter of hours. Meat, dairy, frozen foods disappeared within days. Yes, some elderly people with pre-existing conditions died. They probably would have died anyway. Now, I don't mean to be insensitive, but the truth is, very few people are actually at risk from dying from the virus. Yet the fear of death cleaned out the grocery stores in a matter of days. Well, it's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it gets better. You think it's difficult now? What are you going to do when there is no food on the shelves due to war, famine, pestilence, earthquakes? Go ahead, roll your eyes. The men, women, and children who were scratching and clawing at the door of Noah's Ark, they didn't believe it either, till the flood came and took them all away. Remember, Noah wasn't immune from the ravages of the flood. He was warned. Of course, till you're reborn spiritually, till you know without a doubt God is real, nothing else matters. On our next broadcast, do you know the $64,000 question? Well, find out tomorrow on Christianity Explained in 5 minutes. Till then, this is Ray Evans. Thank you for listening. May God richly bless you on your journey through life.